The Secrets of Stargate is brought to you by the StarQuest Production Network and is made possible by our many generous patrons. If you'd like to support the podcast, please visit sqpn.com/give.
You're listening to The Secrets of Stargate, episode 55.
Janet West, Jackson has identified the seventh symbol.
All right, here we go. We are about to try to make a connection.
All we gotta do is bust out of here, commandeer the ship, and fly on home.
Indeed. You say that a lot.
I know that this could be dangerous. But this is our job, right? It's what we signed on to do.
It was never about going home. It's about getting us to where we're going.
Hi, I'm Jack Baruzzini, and you're listening to The Secrets of Stargate, where we talk about the hidden meanings and deeper layers found in the Stargate movies, TV series, and more. And joining me today are Father Cory Sticha. Hi, Father.
Howdy, Jack.
And Lisa Jones. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Jack.
And Victor Lambs. Hey, Victor.
Hey, Jack. I can't believe it's been a whole week since our last episode.
I know, it's
been
too long.
It's like it blinked.
Time just flies.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun. That's what we're doing, right?
Right.
We're having fun. And I hope you're having fun with us as well, dear listener.
Yes.
All right. We're picking up from last time. This is the 13th episode of Season 3, The Devil You Know. We pick up where we left off, with SG-1 being captured by Binar's first prime, who has revealed himself to be Apophis. He subjects the captives to interrogation using the Tok'ra memory recall device and a narcotic called the Blood of Sokar. We get to see various memories from the team as Apophis attempts to get them to reveal the location of the Tok'ra base, which has absolutely nothing to do with the location of the Rebel base. Eventually, Apophis gets Martouf to tell him that the base is on a planet called Intac. Sokar arrives and captures Apophis and tells him that he has already conquered Intac and that it was deserted. Meanwhile, Teal'c has returned to the Tok'ra, who provide a weapon to him to destroy Natu. Teal'c is able to launch the weapon into the moon's core and also transport the captives to safety. Sokar is killed, and Apophis escapes to Delmak, where he takes control of Sokar's army. The end.
Is Delmak the planet where they eat cats that Alf is from?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
That's Melmac. Melmac, okay,
Yeah. Close.
Why do we know that?
That's the next planet over.
Yeah.
I
No problem. Hey, Willie.
I'm disappointed I didn't know that.
I grew up with Alf, so.
Yeah, he's great.
No, this was a, of course, it's the second part of a two-part, and we talked about how it was kind of a one plus episode stretched into full two, and it was a good one. I mean, it they did have some filler in it, but otherwise, there was some good stuff there. We got to see, Apophis being, demanding and bossy and, the usual self, just with his cool face shield and stuff like that. And he actually ends up winning the day. That's the first time he actually won against SG-1, I think. So we actually, so no, it's a good episode. This two-parter is a good two-parter. So this is a good episode as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have like a blackboard with a SG-1 on one side, Apophis on the other. He finally gets to add one line there.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get five or six on one side and one.
Well, he did kill them right at the Nox planet.
Yeah, and I mean,
all feeling better.
All Apophis does in this manages to do is escape with his life, basically. So
But
that's a win.
Yeah,
I guess so. For Apophis, that's a good day.
Yeah, let's throw him a bone.
Yeah.
His face messed up. What about you, Lisa?
This, Teal'c, we talked last week about Teal'c didn't have enough to do, and Teal'c did have something very important to do, which was punch the Tok'ra. Because I was like, up. Yes. He got to knock him out or hit him. He didn't hit him hard enough, in my opinion. And they locked him up. So that was nice. So Teal'c saved the day, even when the Tok'ra's like, it's okay, they can die, So
yeah.
We learned a little bit more about Sam, but it didn't have to go. It did well without it going too deep. So we touched on each of the stories. It felt like a little bit of a clip show, but we did learn a little bit more, a little bit new on each of them. Overall, like it. I love the fact that Apophis is still with us. he just can't. He's just it's like nine
Yeah.
lives, right? I love it because I assume he was a fan favorite, and I just like that he's like a bad penny. He just keeps turning up. So
Yeah.
Not dead yet.
yeah.
What about you, Victor?
This episode was a lot of filler, but some thriller at the end. I thought a better name for it would have been like Gamekeeper Part 2. Like when they were doing all the memory scanning, I kept expecting like, Sam's dad or Charlie the kid to morph into Dwight Schultz and say, think of all the possibilities. You could play ball with Charlie or something, and then because it's a lot of this, like we have to scan everybody's memories. Oh, geez, type thing. It's like, but this bowl of porridge was just right. It's like the repetition in this episode gets to be a little much, but there's a lot of really good thing here. Like there's the last, I would say, like minute and 30 seconds of this episode is pretty thrilling, and the effect shots still hold up today really well. So I like that, but you could definitely tell this was kind of like stretched out a little bit to fill the time. But there's enough going on that makes it worth watching today.
Yeah, no, I liked it. And I thought they struck a good balance with the memory scenes where they didn't go overboard. They didn't draw them out too long. They just they got in there, and it just kind of showed how bad at this Apophis is, because he's like, hi, I'm definitely your kid. Tell me where the Tok'ra are. Like,
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
And Jack's like, wait a minute. Are you Charlie? Charlie doesn't know about the Tok'ra. What, you want to know about the Stargate? Charlie, Jack kind of is a little slow on the uptake in this.
Yeah, there's a couple of points like, you really don't need to talk about that. Let's just play ball. It's like, no, really, we could just play ball. We don't need to talk about, how do you know about that? Yeah. Sam was pretty quick on the uptake, though. She got it, pretty much right away. Wait a minute. That's not how this conversation went. We settled this years ago.
Which was really interesting to me, since they talked about the blood of Sokar being like the strongest narcotic and this and that, and all of SG-1 and Marty, who we know I'm not really a big fan of, they all did well. And I'm just like, really?
I think they overplayed it. I think the blood of Sokar is just a hell prison toilet wine.
Yeah, it's Pruno. You just get your little motor
they
and
just
you're
got them drunk.
Yeah.
Because they were still able. I mean, it's like, it feels like you're living. She says it feels like you're living your memories. It's happening right at the moment. But yet, I still knew it was wrong. I'm like,
yeah. The best thing is when they ask Martouf about it. He goes, "The blood of Sokar, it is legendary." And I was thinking, legendary, man. But,
rock on.
Rock on.
Well, yeah.
No, and it's kind of...
It reminds him of the 70s.
70s, right?
Yeah. And it was kind of telling, too, that, like, in Daniel's, like, fake memory, Jack is actually, like, nice and compassionate and empathetic and understanding.
And he's all like, wait a minute.
It's like, wait a minute, you're being way too nice to me.
Yeah.
Something's not right here.
Yeah.
That's okay. By the time Daniel got to it, I'm like, oh, are we doing... Oh, we're doing another one? Like, what in the world does he need?
And Daniel was sitting right there when Sam said, they give you this stuff and it makes you see false memories and he's trying to get information out of you. And Daniel's like sitting right there listening. And then he gets in, he's like, wait a minute, maybe they gave me something and they're trying to get false memories out of me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, I had to say I had like an Austin Powers kind of moment in that this is one of those, like the evil guy, Dr. Evil. They can't just torture them or kill them effectively, efficiently, right in the moment.
Yeah.
It's like leaving them, what was it, with the ill-tempered sea bass, it's like, oh, but wait. And I'm like, so they call them in one by one, and then it's like, okay, now you go over there and then we'll call the next one in. And then I just was like, oh my gosh, you're bad at this.
Yeah, where's the cool? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Jack.
This is skipping forward to the end a bit, but when Apophis escapes from Sokar and kind of runs down the hall, and Sokar's just like, just like this frustrating yell. It's hilarious.
It's like
we zoom in way too close on Apophis's or Sokar's mouth in that scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's like every parent when something happens with your kid and they take out of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if they're going to torture, where's the cool lightning thing that causes lightning to come out of your mouth? I mean, that was way more effective than I'm going to give you a pleasant dream.
Right.
And then start asking you questions.
How is that? No. Yeah, exactly. What was that called? Victor, it was called the torture stick.
The pain of the torment stick or something. Yeah. The stick of agony or something. Yeah, we'll have to look that up. Yeah.
I just remember it was something not really exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurt stick.
Right.
Yeah.
The ugly stick. Yeah.
Yeah, I was expecting something like that. Not here, drink this really bad wine, and then when they show,
it actually is the pain stick. Yep, it's just called the pain stick.
And then when they show Charlie, you're like, I hate to be like this. I'm like, again, you do that to Jack O'Neill again. What are we gonna see? Daniel's parents getting crushed? I mean, come on.
That would have been more interesting than seeing him with a memory he probably had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff
This was a pivotal memory when one of my coworkers came into my cube and talked to me.
Nice to me.
Yeah.
But
It was nice to me.
to be fair, Jack's like, I forget stuff. Well, yeah, I mean, it's totally plausible that he'd be like, what was the name of the kid? Where we send him? What? Or she said it. But I thought it was a tip that he said Amanette instead of Charest.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was the point where he kind of went, wait a second.
That's not normal. First of all, would Jack even remember what her name was? Okay, so.
Yeah. Jack really did miss a teachable moment about gun safety, though, when Charlie jumped at him with the fake gun. He's he could have gone over the 4 cardinal rules of gun safety, and Charlie would be alive today. And I'm just saying, but yeah.
Yeah, I kind of took it as that's not really. It was a constructed memory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And his reaction was so extreme because of what had happened. Because I would assume he's in the military. He's probably okay with his kids playing with a toy gun.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he'd be against that.
That looked like a water gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Treat every gun like a loaded gun, etc. Yeah.
That kid was also just kind of shrill. I'm sorry to him, but
he was kind of a nerd.
Wasn't he the third kid to play Charlie?
That's what I was
Probably,
thinking. Yeah. I kept thinking, I guess the other kids have gotten too old now.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, that didn't work for me.
what they should have done was have Peter Williams just be dressed as the individual characters in the so have him
That would have
wear
been cool.
Converse sneakers and the shirt with the bowl cut.
He could have walked in on his knees and had the sneakers on his knees with the clothes that are way
Tim
too
Conway,
big and
yeah.
Yes.
Oh no.
I am your son, Charlie.
Yeah.
Kneel before your son. Oops, I mean, tell me the secret rebel base location.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and
Well, then when he comes in as Jolinar, with the wig and
right,
everything, that was just a little too much.
Yeah.
No.
Apophis drag race. There you go.
Uh-oh.
Greenlit for this fall.
Don't give them ideas.
Amazon did just buy MGM, so
Right.
Yeah.
Don't give them ideas. No.
Or it could have been I don't watch this show, but apparently Rudy Giuliani was on some singing show and it went horribly wrong. So they could have done something like that.
The Masked Singer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, he could have totally been the masked. What's it called? The masked singer. You said, yeah, where he's wearing the neonac mask and stuff, and then they take it off, and it's oh, it's really Apophis, and his singing partner was Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
But
How about Hathor? Just say Hathor.
yeah. And I think I found the Peter DeLuise cameo in this episode.
Good.
It's really obscure, and I haven't verified this, so maybe one of our listeners can. But the most hilarious moment, and there's a lot of really funny moments in this episode. But when they figure out, oh no, Apophis is, and what's Sokar gonna do? And there's general crowd noise in the back, and then you hear a voice yell out in the back it's well, what's he gonna do? And so you hear a voice say, he could come in a ship and destroy us from space. And it sounds like Gilbert Gottfried, but it sounds kind of like Dom DeLuise too. So I'm thinking that's Peter DeLuise. It's this very distinct voice in the back, he could come in a ship and wipe us out from space. And I'm yeah, he could do that. And I don't know why we needed a highly comedic voice in the background to yell that. But so I think that was the Peter DeLuise, yeah.
That's funny.
Also, Gould staff weapon's not a good weapon. if they cauterize the wound of the people you shoot,
Right.
yeah, what's the value to that? Because then you don't need to, have a medic try and treat them. You should put something that doesn't, like an anti-clotting agent in the staff blast, and then, then that causes way more trouble. But I don't know.
Well, but if it causes internal damage that can bleed you out, that works too.
Yeah, I guess.
If
And
it's
if
just in
you're
the leg.
I guess it depends on how the energy dispersion happens when it hits your body, like with like large, like is it like a hollow point blast, or how's that all work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a physics teacher who was like a really old hippie and stuff, and he actually quit working for like one of the defense contractors in the 70s and stuff. But he said, yeah, that's the reason they don't have laser weapons nowadays, is because what good is a weapon that, like, when you shoot your enemy, it just like cauterizes the wound? You're like, oh, thanks. But
well, you cut them in half, and then it still just cauterized. There's no blood to clean up.
Hey,
yeah.
Cut off an arm,
And then they can confess their crimes while they're, it was like one of the, but like lay them up on a table or something. Yeah, so lots of fun going on.
Yeah, so both these episodes, we see a side of Jack that he doesn't like when you don't respect his authority and you talk to other people. Because there are multiple times in both episodes where, in last episode, Hammond is talking to Carter and is like, go get your dad. And Jack immediately, oh, we will, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
And there were a couple of times in this as well where, did something else. The new First Prime, Kintak, came to get Sam to be tortured again, or to be disguised as Jolinar in Marty's torture. And Jack immediately jumps in. No, she's not going. You're going to take me instead, and gets the staff weapon to the leg instead.
Mm-hmm.
I was an adventurer. Then I got a staff weapon blast to the leg.
Yeah, it turns out he hates that a lot more than being second guessed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, so we get with the mind interrogation, Jack, Daniel, and Sam all stand up against it and are able to resist it. And of course, Martouf is the one who breaks.
Or does he?
But does he?
Yeah.
Because he gave the fake planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
True.
Disinformation, false flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, that's where we were last month. Hang on. Where are we now? Okay, never.
Yeah.
Go with that one. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm just
we left that one behind.
to not like Martouf.
Me?
Martouf.
No,
and that's why I don't think this can count as a win for Apophis, because he totally gets played by Martouf of all people.
All people.
Like Martouf, yeah. And he's like, I know where the secret rebel base is. It's on like Antar or something, or wherever it is. And he's like, well, joke's on you, buddy. I just conquered that place last month and there were no over there. So to the pit.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, but you have to admit, though, Apophis's switchblade knife was pretty sweet.
That was cool, yeah.
Wristblade knife. Whomp. Chopped the guy's head off, it worked pretty well. So
Well, he survived. So
yeah, that's why I say it was a win for him, because he survived. Sokar didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we haven't talked about Sokar's Jaffa, their outfit, their uniforms, the red, the pointy shoulders, and
Looked kinda cool. Yeah, the shoulder pads.
It was different. I liked it. Like I said, they're giving us a little. It's not like in the beginning, first couple seasons, where they just give us the same Jaffa look over and over and over, and the same guys.
Yeah.
So they're giving us a little bit of the costume department's being creative. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They missed an obvious gag, though, where they both try to like walk through a doorway at the same time, and like their shoulder blades get caught, and they're like, no, you go ahead. And then they both try and like go through it.
Yeah.
Is that like you want Sam and Daniel to be like, doctor?
Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do get Teal gets a lot more to do in this episode, which is nice. We get to see him nuke the entire moon, which is fun. He nukes the site from orbit.
Well,
That's right.
Yeah.
Kills it with fire.
Yep.
what was that Tok'ra's name? Aldwin? Aldwin?
Aldwin. That's like the most ordinary name they could pick for a Tok'ra. Aldwin.
It sounds like some Canadian show. Oh, whoops. Wait. No, but he doesn't listen to him, right? He's like, hold up, my friends are there. Wait, I got it. And the guy looks at him, he's like, push the button anyway. And he pushes the button. And I'm like, dude, smack him. What?
Shove
Yeah.
it in the locker.
Like, stop
No,
it.
baby Hermit, don't push the button. I'm gonna push it. Don't push it. Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, he becomes a lot more like cooperative when he's been like smacked down and locked up.
Sometimes the Tok'ra need that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And that's my
It does say something though when the actor William DeVry, you look at his IMDb and it's General Hospital for 691 episodes, Bold and the Beautiful for 109 episodes, All of My Children for 79 episodes. So this guy's a regular soap opera actor.
Yeah. And that's
Good for
kinda
him.
with a lot of the Jaffa and especially the Tok'ra, they don't come across as alien or intimidating. They just come across as like Joe Schmo from Midwest, like just regular,
yeah.
very human, very American dude.
They don't exude menace very well.
The Tok'ra especially, they like the bureaucratic. Oh, we got to go talk to the High Council. No, the High Council doesn't agree. So instead, we're just going to blow everything up because that's so much more efficient and easier.
How many times did they do that over the series of this show? A lot.
They're like the Enterprise era Vulcans, right? They just like stand around and go like, "Oh, we disapprove of that," you know.
Push the big red button. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it does make sense though because they are still Goa'uld. Like I think it's. I keep forgetting that because they're good guys, but they're.
Yeah.
Are they really? They're just less bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Their value system is a little more gray, right? Than the Goa'uld are just like, I'm gonna kill you because I don't like you, or I just want to. And the Tok'ra are like, maybe, maybe not, maybe.
Well, but in this one, none of the Tok'ra symbiotes exert themselves. We don't hear Selmak. We don't hear
True.
Alwyn's, or
Yeah.
Martooth.
That is
So
interesting, like especially with Martooth.
Yeah.
You never hear Lantash. Never. Was it Martooth that was in love with Jolinar? Right? It was supposed to be.
well, he was in love with the host,
Rasha, right?
and the two symbiotes were in love with each
if,
other.
If Martooth was in love with the host, why is he crushing on Sam so much? Right? I would understand.
Have you seen her?
Yeah.
True. Maybe he's just a creepoid. But if it was Lantash, like, oh, Jolinar's memories are in there. Like, she's a part of Jolinar. Like, oh, but anyway, it just bothered me.
I mean, I guess if they were dating, he could use the memory like device on her anytime he wanted and be like, remember Jolinar now or something, but
Stop it.
Yeah.
Makes it even worse.
Yeah, there are a few of those scenes, and I like the one they hint there, where it's like, oh yeah, that last night before she went off to her mission, and you spent all night together, and it's like, we didn't need to know that. We did not need to know that. We did not want to
And you're
know
sitting
that.
there going, like, you wanted Carter to know that. Why exactly?
Yeah.
all night long, all night. Hey, Jumbo Jumbo.
Like I said, a little creepy.
Yeah. Yeah. But Carter does something truly awesome in this episode. She builds a volcanic shotgun.
That's true.
She MacGyvers a volcanic shotgun out of a thermal vent, some rocks, some wadding, and blows up the grate that's keeping them locked in the pit. And I thought that was just like grade A
That was actually
MacGyver.
pretty clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was pretty clever.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack doesn't really have a lot to do. Speaking of MacGyver, he just kind of. Sam was really the driving force behind both episodes, which I liked a lot.
Yep.
That was fun to see.
No, he just grabbed his leg and
Cried.
yeah.
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 Got shot.
I
Yeah.
love how when they
Took
get back
Peter.
on the ship, they are all. I mean, I love how usually when they're done, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're fine. We're tortured, but we're fine." Right? They get back on that ship, and you could just none of them say a word. Like, well, Carter
water.
says water. I mean,
Yeah.
air conditioning.
Yeah.
But it just means they're
So-
not like, "Oh, thanks, Teal. Oh, that was great. Oh, it wasn't so bad. We were fine." It was just like they're all just
Dust
like,
off their
laying
shoulders,
there.
no big deal. Yeah.
And Jake.
So Binar, huh? Binar, really? He seems nice. He's only got one eye now, but I mean, he's dead. But Binar,
or
whatever.
Marty doesn't look at Sam and be like, "So
Yeah.
Saturday night, we good?"
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to see him get turned down hard.
Well, he doesn't survive a long time, so that's something to look forward to.
Oh darn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't let the door hit him on the way
Right.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, something weird about this episode. So this one and the previous one were two-parter, but if you look at the credits, the writers for the last episode have no credits on this episode. How does that happen?
That's not that uncommon, actually. I mean,
Probably just a way the Writers Guild rules shake out with how things are.
Yeah, they
credited.
could have split it that way.
So my question was maybe, and I'm not a secret writer of TV shows. I have no idea. So maybe the two guys, and this was their only episode they ever wrote for Stargate or any of the franchise that I could find. So maybe they came up with the idea, but it wasn't completely fleshed out. And so the regular writers had to kind of work it into the two episodes. And so they only gave those original guys who came up with the episode
Yeah.
the idea, the credit on the first episode.
Well, that fits the idea of that it really was a single episode that was just a little bit too long, had a little bit too much to it. So they had to stretch out, but it ended up that Robert C. Cooper, who wrote, a lot for Stargate, he was a director and head writer and all that, that he wrote most of this episode, but it was based off the idea from the other.
That was kind of my thought. And maybe the Apophis wasn't part of the original writer's idea. Like that twist at the end of the first episode. Maybe that was his. I don't know. Just thought it was interesting.
One thing you don't see on Stargate a lot is like people getting story credits, like story by. You see it a couple times, but like story by so and so tellable. You see a lot more in other shows. They actually give the writers, even though the story might have been collaborative, they actually give like one or two writers the writers credit for it. So that could just
the original idea.
And I think as we go on, Christopher Judge gets a writer's credit, and some of the others, even though they didn't write the whole episode. I think that's what I've heard in interviews. But they had the story, and then it was developed by the team.
Right. They didn't write the screenplay or the teleplay. Yeah.
When you mentioned that something was weird in this episode, I thought you were going to point out that in Sam's distorted memory, Jacob Carter has 9 medals on his uniform, whereas in Secrets, which actually comes after this memory, he only has 5 medals on his uniform.
I did not notice.
Yeah. So so that should have been like a clue to Sam right away. It's like, there's the wrong number of medals on my dad's uniform in this fake memory.
She's reliving a memory, a painful memory.
Well, I was going to say Sam's not a nerd who watches science fiction TV shows all the time and takes notes on them. So maybe that's why she missed it.
And also when Martooth puts the memory device on Sam, it's behind her ear. Yet when Apophis takes it off, the imprint's on her temple. So yeah. Oops.
Maybe Carter she remembered her dad. Her daddy is her hero. And so in her memory, he had all these medals because that's how she thinks that her daddy is her hero. Maybe that was.
Memories are not like a static thing in your brain. They do every time you recall a memory, it does basically get rewritten and remixed. So it fits with that. I kind of liked the whole quantum leap thing they had going on with the mirror, where you see that it's her younger, but they still used.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I was completely
that was
distracted.
good.
That was good how they did.
I
That.
was completely distracted by the outfit and the big blousey tie thing on her neck, and I kept thinking it's supposed to be the 80s, but then I'm thinking nowadays 2022, maybe that's coming back. I don't know. Shoulder pads are coming back, so I just got distracted by the whole fashion choice.
I just liked seeing Apophis standing in a 14-year-old girl's room. That was just funny looking. Just the visual.
That was nice.
Oh yeah, where he like roars at her.
Yeah.
Tell me.
That's not Nightmare.
Yeah.
And also, can I borrow this blouse?
Yeah.
His makeup looked really good. I really like that because his nose is kind of like skull-like, and it's this like whole like Dr. Skeletor thing going on. So it was really cool.
Like even some of his like the half of his face that was wrecked. Even his teeth were like nasty and
Yep.
yes. I mean, they did a good job of making him look like he got run through the ringer a few times.
Think about how many looks he's already had in 3 seasons. We've only seen him, I don't know how many times, but he's had so many different looks, right? When we see him like alternate universe, Apophis, he had the all that the what was his thing on his chin and
goatee-looking thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Teal'c when he gets hair. They just keep changing it. It's like they have a little fun.
Yep.
Yeah, no. Oh, I didn't know Teal'c gets hair. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, every time we see
he
him,
does,
not
yeah.
not in present, the alternate universes, he's had hair, right? And later on, he gets the growth.
Oh, nice.
No, no,
I wonder if Christopher Judge just got tired of shaving his head consistently.
I would
Probably.
You see him in other roles. He always has hair. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So
Has to tone down the gold after the first season. So
Oh, like the gold head thing he's got on.
no, like his make. If you go back to first season,
His makeup,
and
yeah.
his makeup was very like shiny gold looking.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yeah.
then by now, it's like they don't put it just has natural skin tone versus all the gold overlay on his face.
Interesting.
He's getting more of Earth's sunlight, and that's changing him. Yeah, that's it.
The gold out of him.
It's all that fresh Colorado air.
Yeah. I did like how basically the Tok'ra have adopted Marvin the Martian technology with his Illudium Q-36 explosive space modulator, which is just a little stick of dynamite you can shoot into a planet to blow it up. We're going to blow up Nitu.
Space
modulator. I'm going to
That was
blow
cool
up
looking.
the ghoul.
You know, that little spikes, don't touch this or it's going to eat you type thing,
Yeah.
I like that.
That part was
Also,
good.
You get to see the transport beam of the transport rings going up to the ship, and he's got to park it right there. It's like
Yeah.
it's like his pirate radio version of the transporter or something.
Yeah. Ert. Yeah, he slams on the Ert.
Yeah.
Just stops there long enough to
There's Aldwin.
no California coasting there.
From his little knock knock knock. If you don't get it just right, they'll die.
Yeah.
Thank
like,
you.
how does
I
that
was
work
not
together?
aware of that.
Their feet, and then the rest would be cut off.
Yeah.
Or would it be like
It'll just look like a Star Trek the Motion Picture where it's, all
we get back
warped
to
and
last
It's
time.
like a Picasso
Yeah.
painting.
The rings would come in slanted and so it would be step, people would materialize, I guess, in steps that were slightly akimbo.
I want some body horrors, Stargate.
Yeah. Oh, we'll probably get it. But one thing I did like was Daniel's gentle ribbing of Apophis about Amonet being dead.
Oh,
At
yeah.
the beginning when he
Oh,
first
yeah.
captured him, he's like, oh, by the way,
sorry. No, actually, really, I'm not.
yeah.
Sorry to ruin your day. Nope.
And you'd really like it to be Tilk, wouldn't you? But that would just be your perfect plan. But sorry,
Yeah.
it's just not the case.
Wait a minute. Wasn't Amonet Share your wife too? Joke's on you, pal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
I'm rubber, you're glue.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like-
Though we get action hero Daniel because he stands up to when he's standing up, he gets punched so he could grab the communicator
Oh, yeah.
real quick.
Yeah.
I love that part. I'm like,
Breaking the table.
Did no one catch that?
That was pretty impressive.
Oh, let me grab that.
yeah.
Oh, don't mind me as I grab this thing off the table and break the table in the process.
Just gonna stretch my arms here and grab the thing. Yeah.
Pretty impressive. I wasn't sure Dana was capable
Yeah.
of that. That was nice.
Michael Shanks has been working out and he wants to show it off.
I'll just wait a couple seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. He takes a shirt. He wears a lot of sleeveless shirts all of a sudden. Yeah.
And he has a Rambo headband he wears all the time too.
Evidently, he
I think.
as an actor was upset being typecast as the nerd. So he
Oh, okay.
had to show off.
So he
his-
started going to the gym.
So he buffs
he
up.
buffs up and
a
shows it
lot.
off a lot.
Nice.
That's coming.
Good for him.
And we mentioned last episode Peter Kent. Father Cory mentioned last episode Peter Kent in this episode. Very good as whatever his name is, Kintak.
Kintak.
Yeah, he did a bunch better than what was the other one that died? The creepy.
Binar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
We see Binar until his body gets dragged off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
The guy got credit for it, so he was in the
Yeah.
credits for that. 30 seconds he was on screen as a dead body.
Got to get those residuals.
Yep.
Yeah, no, they should have had Peter Kent play the Binar character. That would have worked out much better. But
Though he was, he had much more personality. Of course, as I mentioned last time, he was one of the stunt doubles for Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he didn't work because he had too much personality to play Arnold.
Yeah, just that.
I mean, he's all neck. It's just like muscles on top of muscles instead of a neck, but still.
He has to do the Michael Keaton Batman thing.
The Cardassian neck trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when Tok'ra need to put this in their spy book, if you're traveling with a device that can retrieve memories or potentially be used to plumb your subconscious, when you get captured, very first thing you do, destroy the device that can probe your memories.
Good point.
Hit it with a rock.
Or
Don't leave that for your enemies to find.
Leave it on the ship. Don't just try to hide it. Leave it on the ship.
I'm sitting there thinking they had all that volcanic, stuff going on. Would that not thrown it into the Carter just pulls it off and
Cast it into the fire.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's both the Tok'ra and the Gold leave a lot to be desired in the strategic planning department, but they are brain snakes, so I guess, they do what they can. The visuals in this episode are really cool. I like that end shot we get where the planet explodes and it destroys Sokar's ship.
Yep.
That was cool.
As the Millennium Falcon, as this cargo ship flies away.
Yep.
But you do see the two little transportation blips head to the planet of Delmac or whatever. So you know that Apophis has escaped with somebody else, perhaps, or we don't know. Maybe just Apophis.
So that's what
that was just one.
That's what I was wondering, because there were two beams. But we just see Apophis at the end.
Yeah, maybe it's just the way it looked. But yeah, it was kind of cool that they did have that continuity.
Mm-hmm. Do they continue to use that for those transport beams, or is it just for this episode so you can visually see what's going on?
I think you see them every once in a while.
When they have the budget to actually do the CGI for them. Yeah. There are some episodes where they don't even show the Stargate activating. They just show a blue flashlight waving on someone's face and be like, here's the Stargate, let's go through it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. You hear the whoosh. You don't even see it.
We don't see the Stargate at all in this episode either.
I just thought of that. No Stargate, no SGC.
We do. We do see it when Teal'c landed with the Tok'ra, but it's off in the distance.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, no SGC, no personnel, completely off world.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was a fun episode. I like the whole hell setting, and I'm kind of sad to see Sokar go just because he was creepy and weird, and I would have liked to see more of him, but it's nice we get the actor back to play Anubis later.
It is kind of funny that we had a whole lot of Sokar here this first half. I mean, first half of season 3. We heard about Sokar, we met Sokar how many times, right? We finally meet him, and then it's kind of like Hathor. You're dead.
Yeah.
I mean,
all show, no go.
we felt like they were building up to him being the next big bad Gould, and then nope, we get Apophis back.
Yep. He builds up to become the big bad Gould that gives the Apophis all the big bad Gould stuff.
Just steals his stuff.
Yes. You didn't build that army. Someone else made that happen.
If you like your Keltac, you can keep it. Or Teltac, I don't know. These words in these 2 episodes.
I think we got a new Jaffa word, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, Jaffa or Kree.
Was it? Yeah.
No one's gonna remember it. Nice.
Well.
Did y'all have any other thoughts on this episode?
I love looking at the Stargate fandom wiki at the other languages, how they name this. Like in Spanish, it translates to a bad weed never dies, which is the equivalent of, a bad penny always turns up type of thing. Czech, it translated to, the phrase they use translated to the exorcism of a demon by a devil.
That's pretty good, actually.
And then Hungarian was the damned devil. But the German aren't very original. It was literally Apophis's return.
Oh, wait a
So
Wow.
Yeah.
Those Germans so practical.
Yeah.
I like the other-
Apophis escapes and Sokar dies. That's the name of the episode. You will watch this now. No, it is like Stargate. We haven't really touched on this before, but the titles of the episodes are kind of ponderous sometimes. Like, just I was thinking about, like, Dead Man Switch. It wasn't really about a dead man switch that I could figure out. In this, the devil you know is supposed to be better than the one you don't know. And is Apophis really better than Sokar? Not really. So I don't know. These,
they beat him how many times now?
That's true.
Yeah.
And they didn't beat Sokar once.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, they did, I guess, basically now.
Yeah, they blew up his planet. Yeah, but yeah.
With him on it or above it.
Tok'ra did that.
Yeah.
They were against that plan.
Well, that's true. That's true. It wasn't SG-1 technically that did it. So.
Well, Teal'c ended up doing it. So.
You'll let the guy do it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. If it was up to Teal'c, like, Sokar would still be out there terrorizing and people and, controlling the galaxy. Shova.
We'd have the wacky spin-off of Sokar and Apophis. The new series Sokar and Apophis. Yeah.
Did you not love Apophis's message to Teal'c with the communication thing?
Oh, yeah.
This is your god. Yeah.
Where is your god now? Oh, right here.
That was hysterical. That I can't remember all that he said, but it was basically like, I'm still here. You are going to worship me again, and it's just. And
He's
Teal'c
not
recorded
that into
right?
you.
He records it, and then he goes to Vorash. He's like, "Listen to my voicemail."
Yeah.
From my dead boss guy.
I'm being stalked.
The fate of your friends will be pleasant compared to what I have planned for you.
I love it.
I'm going to hang out with you every weekend, and you cannot stop me.
Yeah. And we're going to watch reruns of Friends.
No. Turn it off. Turn it off.
The one where Apophis and Teal'c hang out.
Yeah.
Well, there's probably some fanfic about that somewhere.
I'm sure there is. I think that's all we've got.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, on that wonderful note. Before we go, we'd like to take a moment to thank our patrons who make it possible for us to create the Secrets of Stargate, including Peter H., Colleen N., David G., Alan R., and Oliver A. Their generous donations at sqpn.com/give make it possible for us to continue the Secrets of Stargate and all the shows at StarQuest. And you can join them by visiting sqpn.com/give. And be sure to follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or on the SQPN YouTube channel. And to find previous episodes of Secrets of Stargate and to send feedback, please visit sqpn.com/Stargate. And you can email us at stargate@sqpn.com or follow StarQuest on social media at facebook.com/StarQuestMedia or on Twitter at SQPN. And we'll be back next time when we'll be discussing the next episode of SG-1, Foothold. Until then, Father Cory, thank you for joining me and sharing the Secrets of Stargate.
Well, thank you, Jack.
And Lisa Jones, thank you as well.
Thanks, Jack.
And Victor Lambs, thank you too.
Thanks, Jack. Your insolence is music to my ears.
That's the one I was going to use.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Perfect. Don't worry, your death shall be slow. Once again, I'm Jack Baruzzini. Thank you for listening to The Secrets of Stargate on StarQuest.
Anyway, I'm sorry, but that just happens to be how I feel about it. What do you think?